Hello, everyone. It's a matter of great honor and elation that today we have our Chief Mentor and Director, Honorable Pramod Kumar Bansal sir with us. Sir needs no introduction. He is an iconic personality who is a paradigm of great determination and dedication, with which he has carved his name as a great educationist, not only in Kota and Jaipur, but around the world. Sir has been the fountainhead of inspiration and motivation for every one of us. A very warm welcome and heartfelt greeting to our Honorable Sir, and we feel fortunate that he will be addressing us today. Over to you, Honorable Sir Director. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Namita.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, hope you are keeping well along with your family members.
Yes, sir, of course. Yes, sir.
God bless you. So, good morning, all of you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
So, I think I should start, before unnecessarily wasting a time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, of course, sir.
It's already 11:35.
Yes, sir.
So, it really gives me immense pleasure and a lot of satisfaction to see many smiling faces. Hope you all are keeping well along with your parents, your near ones and dear ones at home. And don't worry, today I won't talk anything of pandemic because you are already well informed. Rather, I would say that you are informed more than the required. So, let me come to the point directly. Right now, I got an idea looking into the environment, looking into the atmosphere, looking into the various, ins and outs. I thought that I must talk to you on a topic. Today, I will talk on ambition and motivation. So that will come in later on what exactly I meant. But let me start with ambition and motivation. This is my topic today. Before I start, I would suggest all the students that I will really appreciate in case if they are having a notepad, a small notepad, just like that, because in case whenever I am talking, in case if you feel like noting it down something, you have the pen and paper available to you. So I hope you must be carrying, and in case if you are not carrying, you can quickly collect it. I will give you 5-10 seconds. So let me start. Let me tell you, my dear friends, that before pandemic, as school going students, you were having a life which was very simple. This, as on date, you will agree. It was very basic and fundamental. You were coming to school, you were attending the classes, you were going back home, doing the homework, doing the assignments, making the self-studies, preparing for the examinations and preparing for the periodicals, participating in extracurricular activities, and then passing the examination, appearing the examination, passing the examination with the respectable performance. And thereafter, being promoted to a new higher class. And so on. This was the life you were having. Let me tell you, my dear friends, this was all possible. This was all possible because of a very beautiful word, what we call it as a motivation. Motivation to work, motivation to perform, motivation to discharge our duties, motivation to fulfill our responsibilities, motivation to face the challenges of life, and motivation to enjoy the life simultaneously. And there are so many things. I think you are well aware about this particular word, motivation. So all these things we keep on doing. This was basically, let me tell you, the backbone which allows us, which forces us which keeps us, working continuously. Broadly, if you see, you will find that there are two types of the motivation. One is the self-motivation, and the another one is the force motivation. What do you mean by self-motivation? Self-motivation means that once you are working without any greed, without any pressure, without any force, without someone is telling you, without someone is checking you, without some your elders or your parents are telling you to study, but you are studying. That is simple to understand that it is called self-motivation. And the second one is the force motivation. What do you mean by the force motivation? That something which is not the self-motivation is called the force motivation, in the sense that you are studying because your parents are telling you to study on and off, because your elders are telling you to study on and off, because you are studying due to the pressure of the society. You are studying mainly because of the pressure of the examination. Means most of the time in your age group specifically, you are studying because of the fear of the examination, pressure of the examination, because ultimately you feel like that once ultimately you are supposed to appear in the examination, and once you will appear in the examination, you need to study because you are supposed to get good performance, you are supposed to top in the examination, you are supposed to perform good, relatively good. Ultimately, it is expected from you. That's why you always feel there is a pressure. Maybe less, maybe more, maybe modest. That is a separate issue. But ultimately, you are studying, and that you are studying. Let me tell this to a new word. That word is, we are studying because we are having the target. So I use the word target. As we are having the target of the examination, that's why we are studying. So that fundamentally, if you see that if there is no target, in the sense, if there is no examination, which due to certain unfortunate situations, which you are well aware, which we call it as a pandemic, is going on more or less at its peak, and because of its problems, because of the pandemic effect, it is difficult. There is a difficulty to to conduct the examination, or no formal body or no authorized body is in a position, or the government is in a position to conduct the examination, so that you remain safe, because ultimately life is important. Prior to the examination could be delayed, but if you fall sick, it's not good, it's not appreciable, it's not recommended. So with taking all due cares by the government and the authorities, there are no examination as on date, as far as the other than the boards are concerned. Of course, for 10th and 12th, the decision is pending and it is in the pipeline. Anytime it may happen, it may not happen. I do not know, you do not know when the examination will happen, and in case if the examination will happen, it will happen when you do not know. And that's why you must be thinking that you are targetless. You do not know till how long to study, when to study, where to study, and so that you remain motivated. Ultimately, that is the purpose of the very true purpose of the examination. So, what exactly I meant to tell you, that because there is a no force motivation, and as I said, that in your age group, generally the component force motivation has got its own weightage, a little more weightage, because you have so many things to do. Like you need time to see TV, you need time to see mobile, you need time to chat with your friends, you need time to enjoy with your siblings and all that. So that's why the force motivation in your age group is generally plays a important role. So as I said that there are no examinations, that's why you do not have the target. But today, right now, let me tell you that I will suggest you a target. So in this situation, if you see that the target basically you should have, which does not rather require you to go out, point number one. Point number two is that you should select a target, or I will suggest you a target, which you can achieve while sitting at home. And third thing, that the target should not be long. You should not plan at this stage that, okay, I will set up a target which requires to be completed in 5 years. The target should be small. You should, complete it. You should take another target and go on. As you already know that a little progress can make a big difference at particular day. So, means all big things not possible to do at one time. A little progress every day can make a big difference. This you already know. So what exactly I wanted to tell you, that these are the three considerations we are supposed to give while selecting the target. So let me give you the target. The target is right now, because the things are not very clear as far as the board examinations are concerned. And if I do not talk of the board examination, the student, those who have been already promoted, for them also, I am going to give you a common target. The target is that from 1st of June, that is from tomorrow, from 1st of June, from 1st of June to 1st of July, you should take a target, or a target is given by me or suggested by me, that you should revise the entire syllabus of the previous class from where you have been promoted. Is it clear to you? Means whatever number of lectures you have attended last year, online classes, whatever you have attended last year, you should listen to me very carefully. You should supplement all those lectures. You should supplement all those lectures with the help of the standard textbooks and the corresponding topic mentioned therein. Why did I say this? I told you this because, before February 2020, you were attending the physical classes. I hope I am not fast. Anybody can tell me?
No, sir, not at all.
Yeah,
No, sir.
Well, yes, well comprehended. Yes.
So basically, you were attending before 2020, you were attending the physical classes. And physical classes means you were operating on a certain efficiency. You already know this word, efficiency. Operating on a certain efficiency, what exactly I meant to tell you, that the efficiency means no student in ideal situation can be 100% attentive in the class. You might be 99.99%, but it cannot be 100%. That is for sure, because there are so many things going on in the class. Sometimes, ultimately it is mind, it is deviating here and there sometimes. Sometimes you are fully attentive, but some other friend is unnecessarily creating nuisance or disturbing or something. So you might be 99% having efficiency, or, it varies from student to student. But thereafter, because of this unfortunate situation, we had to go for the online classes, because we have a strong belief, or you have a strong belief, or the entire society have a strong belief that show must go on irrespective of the any situation. So that's why immediately the second alternative came into existence. You will be surprised to see that we were not having any preparation or practice or that kind to start the online classes in no time. But because we have a strong belief that ultimately who is going to be the sufferer? You. That's why we had immediately focused and concentrated and worked so as to start the online classes. So let me come to the point that thereafter, once you started attending the online classes, means this I know, this you also know, everybody knows, and there is no confusion that the efficiency will further go down as compared to the physical classrooms. Means in case if that time it was 99, definitely it is going to be 99, means 98 or 95 or 97 or 96. Because there are certain practical problems while attending the online classes. This I know. And you also know, and you must have, seen also, experienced also. So as to compensate that efficiency, so as to compensate that, year gap in between whatever teacher has given you in the form of lectures and whatever you have observed, whatever you have understood while sitting at home, you already know that there used to be some air gaps while understanding the topic. What exactly I meant to tell you, that particular air gap, those air gaps, those doubts, those missing concepts are to be supplemented from your standard textbooks and the topic mentioned therein. Do you supplement your diet or not? Whatever lunch, whatever dinner you take, whatever breakfast you take, you supplement it with the help of a glass of milk and fruits, so that your diet becomes complete. Similarly, you should supplement your lectures with the help of the standard textbooks and the topic mentioned therein, so that your concepts, your problems, your proofs, your theorems, your illustrations, everything becomes complete. And if you do not do that, let me tell you, my dear friends, you will always find that some air gap will remain and which will be troubling you at a later date. Irrespective of any situation, आपसे जितनी मेहनत की जाए अभी कर लीजिए, because until unless you are standing on the firm footings, until unless your foundation as on date in this class, in the class in which you are studying is not firm, is not majboot, is not pakka, you cannot have the strong castle on it. Am I right or not? Because the moment the pandemic is over, we all wish that it should go away in no time, as soon as the possible, and it will go, because जो आज है वो कल नहीं होगा, और जो कल था वो आज नहीं है. तो क्या होगा कि ये जो पेंडेमिक जैसे ही जाएगा, you will be treated at par with any of the best student all across the country, when after few years from now you are appearing for the competitive examinations, depending on the class in which you are studying. Right now, maybe after 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, in which you are studying maybe 2 years, maybe 1 year. So you will find that in that case, nobody is going to spare you. Nobody is going to have any sympathy on you. That, okay, आपने pandemic को face किया है ना, you come and take admission in any of the top professional colleges without any preparation, without any toughness, without any without any examination. Nobody will say anything to you. Nobody will have any sympathy on you. Nobody will have any check on you. Nobody will be giving you any consideration on account of this. You will be treated at par with any of the best student all across the country, in case if you aspire to get a seat in the top professional college, depending on your own career which you would like to precipitate after, say, 12th examination. And this was the situation before pandemic. This is the situation as on date. This is the situation after the pandemic. This you take it as a serious note of it. अगर इस समय आप डेविएटेड हैं, परेशान हैं, घबराहट में हैं, या कोई पढ़ नहीं रहे हैं कि जब एग्जाम होंगे तब पढ़ेंगे, पढ़ने से फायदा क्या, एग्जाम तो हो नहीं रहा है, पढ़ भी लेंगे तो क्या हो गया, जिससे नहीं दिए एग्जाम वो भी पास हो गया, जिससे दिए वो भी पास हो गया, मेरा एक दोस्त पढ़ने में अच्छा नहीं था वो भी पास हो गया, मैं भी पास हो गया. What is the fun in giving things, in studying? Please keep away with all sorts of such negative thoughts and focus on your towards studies. That exactly I wanted to tell. So the conclusion of my talk till this time is that ultimately you are supposed to be the best. Means you should take your studies by any means, whether you take the help of your teachers. You will find problems. I know the life is full of problems. अभी जो problem है उससे तो कम problem थी ना पहले. So whatever problems you face while taking the help, you take the help of your teacher, your friends, your parents, your siblings, your elder brother, sister, whosoever. but see to it that you should take your studies as seriously as you were taking prior to pandemic, and exactly in the same manner, rather more seriously, क्योंकि अभी सब कुछ गड़बड़ है। बट जैसे ही पैंडेमिक खुलेगा, सब चीज अचानक एकदम ठीक होने की कोशिश करेगी, तो यू विल फाइंड द कंपटीशन इज गोइंग टू बी still fierce. So, let me not unnecessarily take much time on account of this. So, the final conclusion of my saying is that ultimately you are to be the best, or you are supposed to be among the top best or top students. Okay, now you can relax, take a deep breath, I will give you 15 seconds, just relax, take a deep breath, and tighten your seat belt, get ready, we are ready to take off, you to take the best, or the one amongst the best. Okay, pani wani pee lijiye, because this time I will speak non-stop continuously. So, and you can be prepared by taking a few notes wherever you require. It is not, science subjects or the subjects which you are studying in the class, but definitely this is something which will all throughout your life help to optimize your academics. And let me promise you that whatever I am going to tell you today, if you listen it, I will not say listen, if you practice it all throughout your life, you will remain successful. All your dreams will come true. That is my promise to you, if you practice it religiously. So let me start. And before I start, I remember, I read several times, but let me also very specifically mention here before I really start that a beautiful quote given by Mr. Shiv Khera, a famous international motivator. I do not know whether you might have heard his name or not. Mr. Shiv Khera was always telling, winners don't do different things, they do the things differently. जो सक्सेसफुल लोग होते हैं, जो जीतने वाले लोग होते हैं, they do not do different things. वो कोई अजूबे नहीं होते हैं कि उन्होंने कहा कि वो बॉल उछाली तो कबूतर बन गया. No, they are not अजूबास, but whatever they do it differently. वो कुछ ऐसा करते हैं कि वो कुछ अलग होता है. So what exactly I said? Winners don't do different things, they do the things differently. How differently, I will let you know. So the basic first very point is that you should have complete mental balance and focused attention. I hope you must have noticed this particular point. Ask any question till whatever I said right now. Anything?
Aditya Khandelwal, I can see is raising hand.
Yeah.
Want to ask something? You can ask Aditya Khandelwal.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Peter.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning. Good
Yeah.
morning, sir.
Good morning. God bless you.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, I wanted to ask that many students in our like friends and classmates, ma'am, sir, they study only to achieve a degree, like BE, ME, like that. Sir, but we are studying for, I think, for gaining knowledge about different things. But now in our generation, the study is the being the doing of study is being is in an aim to achieve a degree, not to attain knowledge. So I want you to comment on this.
मेरे को जिंदगी हो गई. I am, shortly from now I am going to complete 60 years. So normally whenever I speak, the questions at various level and the question every year, whenever I talk of this kind, more or less remains the same. So what, after, 15, 20 minutes or half an hour, you will come to know that your answer is already included, whatever you have asked. So I think you just have a patience. I will, let me complete it. You will find that the most of the answers of your questions are already taken care of. And thereafter, in case if you have any question, once the session is over, I will be answering you specifically. Because this is a typical question which you have asked, and you will be wondering, मुझे तो पता नहीं था, मेरे को तो पेपर आउट था नहीं कि भाई आप ये पूछने वाले हैं. But let me tell you, whatever I am going to talk, it is definitely going to be there. The answer is hidden in the rest of my talk.
Okay, sir. Thanks.
Question session. बच्चों को भी अच्छा लगा. Are you enjoying or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
अरे अच्छा लगेगा. So what I said, that you should have complete mental balance and focused attention. Means you should not have any tension, any depression, any anxiety, any restlessness, any negative thought as on date or never in your life. The moment you proceed further for schooling or education or higher education, whatever it is. These are the jargons, very are in fashion nowadays and very, on and off being used by, every kind of age group people, whether they are student, whether they are professionals, whether they are young or whether they are middle age group, whether they are old. Everybody is using these jargons. Sometimes they are, and continuously, because they use it, sometimes they get affected by these jargons. So what exactly I meant to tell you, that please keep yourself away from all these things while attaining the target, while achieving the target, while making the studies. अब homework कर रहे हैं बैठे बैठे, टेंशन हो रहा है. अब ये मेरी समझ में नहीं है, होमवर्क तो प्रॉब्लम ना होने का होना चाहिए, टेंशन होने का हो रहा है क्या, ये मेरे समझ में नहीं आता. या एंजाइटी हो रही है, या रेस्टलेसनेस हो रही है, या नेगेटिव थॉट्स. मीन्स रिलेटेड टू पेंडेमिक, यू विल ओपन द टीवी, you will find that there are so many negative news going here and there. So that is the problem of your parents. That might be the problem of government, state government, Indian government. That might be the problem of city authorities. You are supposed to do only one thing: follow the protocol of the COVID, or adopt the COVID behavior. And for you, you are supposed to only obey your parents. That's all in this particular time. Whatever your parents are telling you to do it. Sit at home and busy in your work. Be positive in each and every case. That at least कम से कम स्कूल नहीं आ पा रहे हैं, घर में क्लास अटेंड कर रहे हैं, आने जाने का टाइम तो बच रहा है, दोस्त से झगड़ा करने का टाइम तो बच रहा है. You can extract many positive things out of the negative things. So focus on your studies. Let me take a beautiful example which will be making you more clear. The example is, have you ever seen a horse? Have you ever seen a horse taking a
Yes,
group
sir.
in a marriage procession? You definitely.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
But I do not
Yes,
know what
sir.
exactly have you seen. Have you seen the horse, or have you seen the beautiful, costume of the horse, or the groom, or the costume of the groom? No. Let me tell you, you should have seen, or if seen, let me explain you, that you will find that the master of the horse, he is putting a face shield on the horse, taking the groom to the bride in a marriage procession. पहने रहता है ना एक शील्ड. And the design of that shield is nowadays, better what is the shield because of this pandemic. But I am talking of the shield which horse is wearing otherwise also, not because of the pandemic, that the design of the shield, that both the side of the eyes of the horse, means left and right, it is covered, so that the horse is not allowed to see on its left and on its right, means the horse cannot be deviated of all the disturbances going on during the procession. And taking, उसको कोई मतलब नहीं horse को, and taking the groom safely and successfully to the bride, to the bridal place. अगर आप सोचिए कि अगर उसके से वो शील्ड हटा दी जाए, so the horse might reach, some other bride's place. Jokes apart, idea is that the horse is not allowed to be deviated from all the negative things going here and there. So what I suggest you need not to put that shield, but you can put a imaginary shield of the same design on your face, so that you are not distracted as on your left and your right and your top or your bottom. You are totally focused on your studies and moving safely and successfully to the destination, whatever you have thought of, depending on the class in which you are studying. So that is the first point. So you'll have to promise me कि सर आज से कोई टेंशन नहीं, कोई घबराहट नहीं, कोई एंजाइटी नहीं, कोई नेगेटिव थॉट नहीं, कोई भी चीज दिमाग में आती है, ask your parents and go ahead. आपको क्या करना है? मैंने तो आपको वैसे भी, I told you a target where you are not supposed to go out, sit at home, enjoy. ठीक है ना? Now, the second important point I will let you know, which you can note it down, that you should be work oriented, not the result oriented. देखिए बात सब लोग कहते हैं, बट मैं आपको बहुत स्पेसिफिकली, देखिए अब सच बोलना चाहिए तो हर प्लेटफॉर्म पे हर कोई बोलेगा, बट लेट मी टेल यू दैट यू शुड बी, स्टूडेंट लाइफ में ये बिल्कुल तय है कि यू शुड बी, और खासतौर से आजकल तो बिल्कुल एप्लीकेबल है, दैट यू शुड बी वर्क ओरिएंटेड, नॉट द रिजल्ट ओरिएंटेड. गीता के सिद्धांत पे चलिए. आई डिड नॉट मीन तो गीता शर्मा, गीता अग्रवाल, गीता गोयल के सिद्धांत पे चलिए. आई एम टेलिंग भगवत गीता के सिद्धांत पे चलना है आपको. कर्मण्ये वादिका रस्ते माँ फलेषु कदाचन. कर्म किए जा, फल की इच्छा मत कर. फल की इच्छा आप कैसे कर सकते हो भाई? इफ यू आर राइटिंग 2 + 2 = 4, the result, somebody else will answer this question. Some other person will check the copy. And if you are writing 2 + 2 = 5, then even then some other will give you the assessment, some other the assessment in the hands of some other person. So what exactly I meant to tell you, आपको सिर्फ कर्म करना है. फल की इच्छा तो वैसे भी इसलिए नहीं कर सकते because you do not know what is going to happen tomorrow. आपने कभी सोचा था कि before March 2020 or February 2020 the entire world will face this situation? We never thought of. हम तो अच्छा खासा कर्म कर रहे थे, पता नहीं क्या आ गया. So the what is going to happen, what had happened and what will happen and what is happening, things are not in our control. What is in our control, that today, whether whatever I have planned, I have did it or not. मैंने उसको कर लिया है कि नहीं कर लिया, होमवर्क कर लिया है कि नहीं कर लिया, असाइनमेंट कर लिया है कि नहीं कर लिया, means you should be ready for the tomorrow. That is the second important point. The third important point is that you should be relatively good. Means you should be relatively good. Relatively good matlab, suppose in any test or in any examination or in any assessment or in any periodicals, if you are say 80% on the scale of say 100, you are little bit worried. Yeah, 80% ही आया, I did not get 95% marks. Let me tell you that in case if you get 80% marks, you should not worry, because at that particular time, that particular year, the same assessment, the rest everybody is getting less than 80% marks, means you are first. And if suppose you get 90 or 85, or everybody at that time is having more than 85 or more than 90, you are the last. So what is important, whenever you are performing, whenever you are studying, whenever you are taking any test or examination, please keep an eye on your relative performance. That is very important. अभी इसके लिए मैं आपको सजेस्ट करता हूँ, जैसे कि सपोज आई विल सजेस्ट यू, मुझे आई एम श्योर कि आप लोगों ने किसी भी बच्चे ने ऐसा नहीं किया होगा, और किया होगा तो वो बहुत अच्छी बात है. सपोज आई टेक एग्जाम्पल ऑफ ए स्टूडेंट स्टडिंग इन क्लास 8, सभी के लिए वैलिड है. एनी स्टूडेंट, last year he was in 8th, now promoted in 9th standard. No formal body conducted the examination, no authorized body conducted the examination. By some way or the other, by some examination, something informal had been done, and you are promoted. आपको पूरा पढ़ने के बाद, मतलब means you had completed the syllabus and you have studied the complete syllabus. Have you ever analyzed that in case if you were in 8th last year, do you know everything of class 8th standard as per your textbooks and the notes and the the syllabus? You might be knowing that you know something of everything or everything of something, but I do not know whether you know everything of class 8th standard. And have you tried to do some self-assessment with respect to the checking whether you are relatively good or bad? No formal testing is possible, no formal allotment of marks is possible, but that is always possible. आप क्या करिए, अभी आप पूरे 1 महीना तक पढ़िए, मैं आपको बताता हूँ, ठीक है ना. रिवाइज द एंटायर सिलेबस. जब पूरा 1 जुलाई की जगह 25 जून आ जाए, तो आप क्या करिएगा, आप अपने किसी पड़ोसी फ्रेंड को या किसी भी फ्रेंड को, चाहे वो मम्मी की फैमिली का फ्रेंड, मम्मी का कोई किटी पार्टी का फ्रेंड हो, या आपके डैडी का कोई फ्रेंड हो, उसका कोई बेटा हो, बेटी हो, आपका कोई फ्रेंड हो, वो किसी और XYZ स्कूल में पढ़ता हो और वो आपसे 1 या 2 साल सीनियर हो, उससे कहिएगा भैया, दीदी वगैरह वगैरह जो भी आप बोलते हो, कि कैन ही और शी arranges a paper for you when he or she was in 8th standard a year before or 2 years before or 3 years before, और उस पेपर को घर पे करिए in a stipulated time, take the same time. अगर आप BPS में पढ़ते हैं, आप BPS में ही पढ़ते हैं, और किसी XYZ स्कूल, किसी भी XYZ स्कूल का, अच्छे XYZ स्कूल का, कोटा के या बाहर के, जयपुर के, कहीं के भी, 8th स्टैंडर्ड का 2 साल पहले का पेपर घर पे बैठ के करिए in the same time, and ask your father or mother or elder brother or sister to be the invigilator and formally do it, and then do the self-assessment of that paper, because self-assessment is more accurate than the assessment done by the teacher. And do the self-assessment, you will find that नॉर्मली आपके नंबर कितने आते हैं और वो उस स्कूल का पेपर में कितने आते हैं. देखिए, जब आप किसी भी टॉप प्रोफेशनल कॉलेज में अपियर हो रहे होंगे कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जामिनेशंस के लिए, देयर यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू फाइट amongst the amongst the student of BPS. There you will be tested from the student of all across the country. This I am talking only for the second school. So in case if you are studying in ABC school or you are getting 80% marks, does not mean that this 80% is absolute. No. The paper might be tough or easy or whatever it is. In B school and C school you will find something different, and D school you will find something different. So what exactly I want to tell you, there are several ways to dig yourself, to dig your knowledge while assessing your relative performance. And this you can do. इसमें कोई बहुत बड़ा hassle नहीं है, और hassle है भी तो where is not the hassle, where is not the problem, and you can take the help of anybody. So this point I think I have already told you enough. Now the 4th point is you should be intelligent with respect to time. Note किया आप लोगों ने? You should be intelligent with respect to the time. If you are only intelligent with respect to that you are intelligent, with respect to your examination, with respect to test, with respect, and you are not taking care of the most important dimension on the earth, that is the time. Let me tell you that your output is not going to be the same or as compared to your input. Suppose I ask you a simple question. If I ask you a simple question, and suppose out of 100 students, 10 are giving me the right answer. This is quite possible. अगर क्वेश्चन मैं पूछूंगा तो टफनेस बढ़ाता जाऊंगा तो हो सकता है एक ही बच्चा आंसर करे, लेकिन हर सवाल तो टफ नहीं पूछा जा सकता किसी भी एग्जाम में. हर पिरामिड की तरह पेपर बनता है कि एक सवाल बहुत कठिन होता है, कुछ थोड़ा उससे कठिन होता है, कुछ थोड़ा उससे, and so on. So what exactly I wanted to tell you, if I ask you a question and suppose 10 students are answering the question and I have only one seat available to me, who will be selected? The student who is giving the answer fastest, in spite or irrespective that 10 are giving the right answer, because 10 students cannot give the answer at the same time. A student will answer in say 2 minutes, B will answer in 3 minutes, C will answer in 8 minutes, the fourth will answer say 20 minutes. However, you may be right in each and every case. So the idea is that you are answering right, but even then you remain unsuccessful. It means you should be intelligent with respect to time also. Means you should, whenever you are studying any concept, any illustration, any problem, any proof, everything is to be done as per stipulated time. What is the time, optimum time allotted to solve? What is the stipulated time allotted to understand? You will have to practice accordingly. Is it clear? आपको पूरा का पूरा समय के हिसाब से ही उस चीज को, अगर किसी कॉन्सेप्ट को समझने में 5 मिनट्स लगना चाहिए, and if you are taking 1 hour in understanding that concept, 1 hour does not mean that you are not good or your IQ is not good. That I did not mean that. Collectively if you take कि भाई मैं कभी बीच में से उठ गया, फिर मैंने पढ़ा नहीं, फिर बीच में जाके छोटे भाई से झगड़ा भी कर लिया, छोटी बहन से भी उलझ गया, टेंशन भी कर लिया, सब मिला के, और टाइम भी मुझे ज़्यादा लगा क्योंकि कंसंट्रेशन मेरा पुअर हो गया उस केस में, and you took 1 hour to understand that concept and your friend understood it in 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So the remaining 45 minutes you can imagine is output. समझ रहे हैं ना? तो ये बहुत ज़रूरी है कि you are doing everything as per time, as per the stipulated time. ठीक है? तो इस बात का आप ध्यान रखेंगे. This is a promise which I take from you. And अगर आपको दिक्कत होती है, आपको नहीं पता कि सर इसमें कितना टाइम लगना है, I do not know how much time is to be given in this particular problem, take the help of your teacher. Be specific while getting the lecture notes or the conceptual learning from the teacher, that what is the time you should take in solving this problem. और देखिए दोनों ही चीजें जरूरी है. अगर आप हमेशा if you act smart to answer each and every question without taking any time, and you are very fast in answering the question, sometimes that may not be good. In that case you may involve a error in answering the question. बहुत ज़्यादा फास्ट भी नहीं करना है उसको कि यार सर को इम्प्रेस करना है, जल्दी करना है, या एग्जाम में जल्दी से कर लेंगे तो टाइम बच जाएगा, सर ने बोला था. नो, you should be taking the optimum time, adequate time, stipulated time in answering the question. If you are very slow, bad. If you are very fast, very fast, taking the calculated risk, it is again dangerous. समझ रहे हैं ना? It means you are taking more than the risk. Question पूछ सकता हूँ, बच्चे can reply. हाँ? चलो करो. I see all faces.
Yeah. If anyone wish to ask anything from sir.
So the fifth most important point is The most important and very interesting. The fifth point is the X factor. You can note it down. The X factor, what does it mean? That I will, unveil the curtain. What is this X is? So I mentioned the X factor. X consists of two things: the brain and the heart. But before I explain you what is this X factor, what really I mean to tell you, I will tell you a very beautiful poem and a beautiful story, a story of 15-20 seconds. And this is an interesting poem or a story which you have also read, I have also read, my grandfather must have also read, and I am sure your kids and your kids, once you will become the grandfather, they are also going to read this particular poem. And the poem is A Thirsty Crow. सभी ने पढ़ी है? Raise your hands and say me yes.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
All of
sir.
you have read
Yes.
it.
Yes,
You
sir.
must have read it.
Yes, sir.
तब आपके दूध के दांत भी नहीं टूटे होंगे,
Yes, sir.
है ना? बहुत छोटे होंगे. यहाँ सर आपने पढ़ी है ना?
Yes,
जब आप
sir.
पढ़ते होंगे, हाँ. तो जब आप छोटे होंगे, बहुत छोटे होंगे, तब आपने पढ़ी होगी थर्स्टी क्रो. What is the poem or a story? A crow was thirsty. The water was less. The crow brought some pebbles. The water came up. The crow enjoyed the water and flew away. तो हमारे गुरुजी हमको सुनाते थे, कौवा प्यासा था, घड़े में थोड़ा पानी था, कौवा लाया कंकड़, पानी आ गया ऊपर, कौवे ने पिया पानी, हो गई खत्म कहानी. ठीक है ना? आप लोगों ने सबने पढ़ी होगी, अपने पेरेंट्स से पूछिएगा, उन्होंने भी पढ़ी होगी, और आप जो लोग अपने ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स के साथ रहते हैं, उन्होंने भी पढ़ी होगी, उनसे पूछिएगा. So अभी आपको लग रहा होगा कि why at this time, I remember this fundamental, poem, perhaps the first poem of my KG class, remembering this poem, and that too when I am talking to the matured or intellectual students at such an intellectual level. ये मैं आपको इसलिए बता रहा हूँ कि आज तक मुझे ये बात समझ में नहीं आई, बहुत बाद में जाके समझ में आई कि everything is fine here. But how come the crow was knowing the Archimedes principle? काफी बच्चों ने पढ़ा होगा Archimedes principle. If anything, any object is immersed in the water, there is a buoyant force. Is it okay? And the object displaces the equal and same amount of water. ऐसे कुछ है ना? मैं तो सब भूल भाल गया. Say yes. Anybody who has studied Archimedes principle?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Say yes loudly. Any student.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And anyway.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Please check your audio. Hello, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
We are able to hear you.
तो पढ़ा है ना आप लोगों ने आर्किमिडीज प्रिंसिपल, काफी बच्चों ने. तो मुझे ये बात समझ में नहीं आई कि हाउ कम द क्रो वाज नोइंग द आर्किमिडीज प्रिंसिपल. एंड सेकेंडली that's because the crow wanted to quench its thirst. So, he applied, or the crow applied, the brain or the IQ or the intelligence, and uses that principle of physics, resulting the water came up and crow enjoyed the water. And second important thing I saw in this fundamental poem, that lot of hard work was involved by the crow so as to really quench the thirst. Means the crow had to go and bring one pebble, again go, उसकी beak तो छोटी सी होती है, again go and bring the pebble, again go and bring the pebble, again go. Means lot of pebbles he had to collect it, and with the combination of intelligence and with the combination of the hard work, the crow could able to achieve what he wanted to achieve. So that is for sure that in case if we really want to achieve anything, if you really want to fulfill our dreams or goals, I have to do hard work and I have to put my brain or the intelligence. And the combination of these two things will definitely allow us, will take us to fulfill our dreams. That is for sure. ये बिल्कुल तय है. अब इसमें जो प्रॉब्लम है वो ये है कि if you see one by one, let me start with the fundamental situation that the crow had to apply a lot of brain. Now God has given us brain. You can ask me this question, sir, the crow was very intelligent, however I may not be that intelligent, or anybody for that matter may be more intelligent, or somebody will be in between. But if I am not intelligent, then what will happen to me? How will I quench my thirst? The idea is the God, whatever God has given us as a natural brain, I fully agree to it that we cannot change the design of this brain. Means it is not like this that I give you a screwdriver and tell you to open the brain and tighten it, you will become more intelligent. Or do some correction in the brain, you will become more intelligent. Or eat, you eat this medicine, that medicine, you will become more intelligent. Not possible. This is not possible. But what is possible? Possible is that you can explore your brain to its maximum. और ये बहुत जरूरी है, बिकॉज क्रो के सामने प्रॉब्लम क्या थी? ही वांटेड टू क्वेंच द थर्स्ट एंड द रिसोर्सेज वर लिमिटेड. Resources were limited and he had to do lot of effort, lot of work, lot of hard work, lot of intelligence so that the water came up to the desired level. Similarly, you will find that after a few years from now, once you are appearing for the competitive examination, you will find that the number of aspirants are going to be more and number of seats are going to be less, just like the crow and the water. If I say that a crow was nothing but the student and the pot in which the water was there is nothing but the system, and the water is nothing but the the number of seats available to you, and as a student you are doing the hard work and the intelligence, then and then only you will find that a particular seat in the top professional college moves up to moves to your pocket. समझ रहे हैं ना? So idea is that you cannot change the physical design of the brain, but you can definitely explore your brain to its maximum. Explore your intelligence of the brain to its maximum. How? How? I told you that you can explore it to maximum. My topic is not end here. I will suggest you how to explore your intelligence to its maximum. And that is possible. That is possible only by one way, and that is called, you can note it down in a capital letters with underline, that is in inverted comma, that is possible through and through only learning. Learning means what you did not know till yesterday, you read it today, you write it today, you understand it today, you do the mistake today, you rectify your mistake today, you once again revise it today, you make a note of it today, and you are understanding it full concept again and taking the help of so many things, so many teachers, so many resources, and practicing it again and again, and by tomorrow you come to know. Is called learning. The idea is whatever you did not know till yesterday, you do everything of that thing today and you know it by tomorrow, is called the learning. And this process should be continued. This process should be continued. इतना सुंदर तरीके से गांधी जी ने बोला है, महात्मा गांधी जी ने, कि live as you are going to die, as you are going to die tomorrow. Live as you are going to die tomorrow, and learn as you are going to live forever. कितनी सुंदर बात है। आइडिया मैं जो आपसे कहना चाह रहा हूँ कि you should be continuously learning so that you are continuously exploring your brain to its maximum. You will never find there is an end of learning. And if you see, there are several types of learning. Learning for information, अगर आप नोट करना चाहें तो कर लें. Learning for information, there are several types of learning for knowledge, learning to be, learning to become, and finally learning for aptitude. These are the 5 methodologies by which you learn. I don't want to go into the details, but quickly I will explain what are the various types of learning and how come you learn out of these 5 ways. This may not be useful at this tender age today, but let me tell you, learning for information is nothing but, whatever information you gather from here and there, sometimes, from the news channel, sometimes from the newspaper, whatever information is coming to you and you learn directly or indirectly, is called the learning for information. Secondly, I told you learning for knowledge. This I will be keeping pending right now. Third thing I told you, the learning to become. Learning to become in the sense when you are educated, graduated or post-graduated, and thereafter you are well trained so as to perform the task in actual situation out of the training. Once you are acquired the education, it is called the learning to be. Basically, suppose if you are a doctor, you become a doctor, and if you do MBBS, you cannot. If you are MBBS, you are not allowed, or you cannot do the open heart surgery until unless you do after MBBS you do MS, and thereafter you do MCH. And MCH means you are trained accordingly thereafter to perform the open heart surgery and the various surgeries in the heart. Means you are super specialized, and then only the type of learning you require is called the learning to be. Learning to become, once you, after passing the 12th and you reach professional colleges, maybe engineering, maybe medical, maybe CA, maybe ICWA, maybe MBA, maybe law, wherever, depending on your own choice, you will find that the qualification you acquire so as to get the fundamental degree is called the learning to become. And right now you should focus on learning for knowledge. And before that, I will let you know, I also told the 5th point is the learning for aptitude. Learning for aptitude is whatever ability you develop, whatever ability you have, and out of that ability, whatever you achieve for after the learning is called the learning for aptitude. The learning for knowledge is nothing but right now in the class in which you are studying, you must try to acquire the knowledge of your own class depending on the syllabus and the standard textbooks mentioned, plus the problems mentioned in the internet, plus the problems whatever you face like on that particular topic, keeping the syllabus intact, है ना, उसको ज़्यादा डेविएट मत करिए इधर उधर. अगर आप 8th में हैं तो try to know each and everything of class 8th standard. As I mentioned earlier also that you must know everything of class 8th standard is a better situation as compared to that everything of something or something of everything, and simultaneously you start studying 9th and 10th and थोड़ा आगे बढ़ने की आदत होती है बच्चों की और पीछे थोड़ा सा गैप रह जाता है, तो क्या होता है, बिल्डिंग तो अच्छी बन जाती है बट वो फाउंडेशन वीक रह जाती है. तो वो थोड़ा बहुत डेल्टा एक्स इज अलाउड, बट जो बहुत ज़्यादा बच्चे तेज से चलते हैं तो दे इन्वॉल्व द चांसेस ऑफ एरर. In case if you are in 8th standard, for example, then your brain is matured to absorb what is all happening with respect to the syllabus of 8th standard. That is mandatorily required. Do not try to be unnecessarily smart. कि सर मैं अभी 8th में पढ़ रहा हूँ बट मैंने तो 10th का भी सिलेबस कर लिया. उसके लिए I can only give you a smile and suggest you to please do not do that. है ना, थोड़ा सा डेल्टा एक्स अगर आपसे हो सकता है मैनेज without sacrificing your present class, you are allowed to do. but not otherwise. अगर मैं अभी आपसे मैं फंडामेंटल चीज पूछूं और वो नहीं आया आपको और आप पहुंच गए हायर क्लासेस में, तो वो सिचुएशन इज लेट बेटर एज कम्पेयर टू दैट यू नो एवरीथिंग ऑफ दैट क्लास. समझ रहे हैं ना आप? तो ये तो हो गई बात लर्निंग की. नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू टॉक ऑन the second part of the X factor. So how much time is available to me? 11:32. This is 11. I think 1 hour. No, 11:30. I
So
started.
no stipulated time is as such.
Okay, so let me take the second part of the X factor. That is basically the hard work. Okay. So I was talking, the second part of the X factor. The second part of the X factor is basically the heart. God has given everything is being done by the brain, but normally we say, "Ki dil se kaam karo, dil se mehnat karo." In the sense that this here I am going to talk the zeal or the determination towards your working, towards your studies. Before that, let me tell you that right now you must be, smiling in your hearts and hearts. That till now your parents are telling you to do hard work. Till now your elder brothers and sisters are telling you to do the hard work. Till now your teachers are telling you to do the hard work. This is the most common jargon, Irrespective that you studied all throughout the day, people will come and say you, those who can afford to give you advices, thoda mehnat karo, है ना? So I will be sharing, my own experience in this regard. That when I was in class 10th standard in 1977, my father told me that, okay, Pramod, you should do a lot of hard work because this is your first board examination. And in case if you do good in this examination, just all your life, there is no need to do any hard work. You will be having a strong foundation. I did that also. It means I did that, being very careful, giving the board examination first time. Thereafter, I came in class 12th after 1 year. He gave me the same statement. I did that also. Thereafter, I joined engineering college. There also, my head of the department told me that, okay, look, gentlemen, you are all here. Ultimately, you are going to get the degree after 4 years. But what I suggest you that you must do as much as hard work as possible, because in case whatever you do here, that will decide your good engineer, you are going to be good engineer or bad engineer. So if you really want to be good engineer and you wish to, settle your career in any of the top industry or top company and seeking more salary, then you have to be a good engineer. So work hard. I did that also. And thereafter, after passing the engineering college, I went to join a company. And there, one fine morning, at initial days, my boss came in to the existence and he told me, "भाई देखो जिंदगी भर तुम लोगों ने कोई काम नहीं किया, कोई मेहनत करी, अब यहाँ पे तो कम से कम मेहनत करो." So, the idea is that this particular situation will never leave you till you remain a student or even thereafter. Once you come in professional life, you will be, expected that you should do hard work, in spite that you are reached there after doing so much of hard work. So what exactly I meant to tell you that if you are simply doing the hard work, मेरा जो specifically बोलने का मतलब है, is not going to play an important role. What is important that you should do the hard work consistently, honestly, cheerfully, religiously, positively, regularly, Means these are all things which are required in case if you are doing the hard work. If you are only studying all throughout the day from morning till evening, or if you are doing the hard work religiously, and if you are not happy, then the output is going to be reduced. And if you are not regular, your output is going to be reduced. If you are studying 12 hours in 2 days, means 6 hours per day, then you should study 6 hours per day. And if you are studying 12 hours in 2 days and 2 hours in one day and 10 hours another day, then let me tell you, my dear friends, if you do not mind, that both the days are going to be wasted. Because 2 hours are not sufficient. It means first day you have wasted your time, and second day you have studied 10 hours, means the output definitely must have gone down, because it is difficult for you to be, equally attentive or equally fertile with respect to the understanding of the topics which you have studied 10 hours next day. And it really brain needs rest, and it is not possible for you to continuously study 10, 12, 15, 14 hours in a day. So what exactly I meant to tell you, that it should be consistent, and you should not take it that way. That you must have heard also that strike the iron when it is hot. I think somewhere also I mentioned it during your motivational speech in annual function. That strike the iron when it is hot. You will, in your actual practical life, you will never find that the iron is hot. You will always find iron is never hot. वो तो बहुत आसान काम हो गया. But what I suggest, the problem continues when the iron is not hot. So you should keep on striking till it gets hot. And then finally you should hit it so as to get the desired shape and size of the iron. And all your dreams are come to accordingly, the way you want it. आयरन को स्ट्राइक करते रहेंगे तो क्या होगा? It will become hot. So that is the continuous effort you will have to make while doing the hard work that is mandatorily required. That is a very important for doing the hard work. So that completes the X factor. X factor, as I told you, the role of heart and the role of brain. Brain, I told you that no matter you are intelligent or less intelligent or extraordinary intelligent, you can explore it to its maximum by learning. And this also, once again, I emphasize that whenever you want to achieve anything in your life, the combination of these two things is a must. You should be intelligent and you should be hardworking. If either of these two is missing, anything out of these two is missing, let me tell you, my dear friends, you are not going to be successful as you are required. समझ रहे हैं ना आप लोग? एक भी अगर आप बहुत हार्ड वर्किंग हैं and you are not intelligent, and if you are intelligent not hard working, you won't get the result as per your own choice. The next point is basically the very important point which I am going to come right now. If you want, I can give you a break of 30 seconds or 1 minute. Should I? Do you need a break of 1 minute?
No, sir.
No. Shall I? You have good listening ability? Good.
Yes, sir.
The next important point is the mistake. The heading is mistake. If you see, this is the most common feature of a human behavior. Most common feature of the human behavior. So mistake, if you are a human being, you are going to do mistake. And if you are not doing any mistake, then you are not human being, you are some supernatural power. But who is here? The idea is that what exactly I meant to tell you, that if you are not doing any mistake, it means you are a supernatural power. So that is not the case. You are human being, you are bound to do mistakes. And because you are a student, there are a little additional chances that you will do the mistake, because there are so many things where you can commit the mistake. But what I say, that mistake is never a mistake until unless it is repeated. Mistake is never a mistake until unless repeated. If you, whatever mistake you have done, if you learn from it and if you do not repeat it, then it is not a mistake. It is never a mistake. You will find that mistake is nothing but a wrong occurrence which normally does not occur, but it occurs sometimes due to many reasons. So, whatever mistakes we do, if we are in a position to identify the mistake, identify the mistakes, and keep on eliminating them, learning from them, and do not repeat them, there is nothing better than this is possible. सारी प्रॉब्लम वहीं शुरू होती है, जो गलती हम एक बार करते हैं उसको दोबारा कर देते हैं, कई बार तो तीसरी बार भी कर देते हैं. Then it is not mistake, it becomes disaster sometimes. Disaster is not in terms of life I am talking, disaster in terms of, that you unnecessarily lose marks without any fault of yours. ठीक है ना? So before I further emphasize about this particular area, let me take a beautiful example. What happened, a particular student came across me. Just like that, he came to me and I asked him, that day, the result was out. I asked him that, how many marks have you gotten, particularly all subjects. He told me every subject, but maths he told 75 out of 100. I told 75 or 80. He told let us assume 75. 75, you got 75. Where have you lost the remaining 25? So he was little, upset and telling, sir, बहुत silly mistake हो गया. So I thought that I must give some 5 minutes training to him. मैंने कहा कि भाई 25 नंबर का तुमसे silly mistake हो गया. बोले no sir, it was not exactly silly mistake of 25 marks initially, but he told 25 marks silly mistake. But I could not do some problems because that was very tough. Those problems were very tough. So the silly mistakes plus the tough problems resulting I lost 25 marks. But again, any other reason? He thought for a second and he told, yes sir, there were few problems which I started but I could not complete. I was held up somewhere in between, and however the problem was simple and familiar to me, but I could not complete, resulting I lost few marks on account of that also. Any other reason? Then he thought, and again for a while, and he told, sir, there were few problems, which I could not crack, which I could not start. However, the problem were looking very familiar to me. Problem to sir simple the आसान थे, but I could not get the substitution. I could not crack the problem. I could not, the which concept is to be applied, and I applied some 3 concepts. However, it was requiring the another 4th concept to be applied. Resulting, I just missed the problem. In case if I would have clicked the problem or cracked the problem, definitely I would have completed. So these are the 4 reasons by which you have lost the 25 marks. Any other reason would you like to specify? Then he told, sir, 2 number का problem sir इसलिए गलत हो गया, time कम पड़ गया पेपर में, invigilator has taken away the copy, तो वो मैनेजमेंट गड़बड़ हो गया एग्जामिनेशन हॉल में. तो 1-2 नंबर का सवाल तो बिल्कुल ऐसा था that I was knowing it and the invigilator took the copy and time was over and I could not do that. So initially he was telling me one reason he lost 25 marks, and after 5 minutes he told me that he lost 25 marks on account of 5 reasons, and everything comes under the category of the mistake due to any reason or the other, as I told you. First reason is that he lost marks on account of silly mistakes, means somewhere he might have written 2 plus 2 is equal to 5, something like that. The second reason is that he could not start the problem, however the problem was familiar. Third thing, that he started the problem but he could not complete because of the missing concept, He could only do half a done. The fourth thing that he found, the problems were very tough looking, in Greek or Latin. That's why he could not even attempt the problem. He had to just leave the problem. And the fifth one, that the management while solving the paper was poor in the sense that he could not do that problem and just miss 2 marks without any reason. What I suggested him, that you should make a register or a separate notebook while day-to-day basis studying or solving the problems, and categorize these problems while putting a star on it. For each and every mistake of this kind, you can put a single star, silly mistakes, 2 star, 2 star for the problems where do not get the concept or you could not crack the problem. The third, in a natural your day-to-day studies where you start doing the problem, you are held up somewhere. You can mark it 3 star problem. The 4 star, wherever you find that the problems are very tough, in spite of having all the concept ready to you, but you are finding that the problems are written in Greek and Latin, just put a 4 star. And 5 star is just a matter of time management. That I will take some other time if the time will permit. So if the days will permit and you are also free and you also seek it, that how to be smart enough so that this situation does not arise, that you lose 2 marks just having a poor management in those 3 hours while writing, while sitting in the examination and giving the paper. So that is a separate issue. So all these star problems are to be revised before the final examination, and rest other thing you can quickly revise it. And these problems and concepts or theorems or proofs and illustrations are to be seen, solved problems are to be seen depending on the star you have marked. Means single star, quickly you can see. Double star, you can give little more time. 3 star, you can give little further more time. 4 star, you can once give little still more time to see that where you were wrong in the month of April, May, June, July, and by the time now you are never going to be there, because the similar problems are not going to be asked anywhere. But the problems of the same nature, problems more or less the same nature, problems of little here and there, problems making further tough, further easier will definitely be asked in any examination, whether it is board or whether it is competitive, whether it's your home examination. So you should you should develop a habit right from the first day, that what you know and what you do not know. Do you know academically what is the difference between a good boy and a bad boy? The good boy knows what he knows and what he doesn't know. And the bad boy, the good boy knows what he knows and what he does. मैं girl का भी कर लेता हूँ. कुछ लड़कियों को ले रहा सर boys बोल रहे girls बोल ही नहीं रहे. The good boys and the girl boys knows what they know and what they do not know, and the girl and the bad boys and bad girls do not know what they know and what they do not know. समझ रहे ना आप लोग? तो अगर आपको ये पता चल जाए कि क्या आता है तो फिर भी चल जाएगा काम. लेकिन अगर आपको ये पता चल जाए कि आपको क्या नहीं आता है, then you will find that you can eliminate those mistakes, you can eliminate those problems, you can eliminate those tough situations, you can avoid those mistakes next time when actually you are performing in the test or examination. Understand? Is it comfortable or okay to you? So that you should always practice or develop a practice to be practiced right from day one, that make a register, separate register in such a manner that, or a separate marking, that what you know and what you do not know. What you do not know should be illustrated category wise and should be revised prior to the examination. ठीक है? I think I will take another 5 minutes. The next point is basically the time management. It's again a very important area to be discussed. I will quickly tell you. what I advise you that as far as the time management is concerned, time management right now at home is concerned, you should move right now what I suggest as per the clock. And if you are moving as per clock, the clock will move as per you, that is for sure. Idea is that in case if you are taking breakfast, lunch or dinner at a particular time, means today if you have taken the breakfast or normally if you take breakfast at 10 a.m., every day you should take breakfast at 10 a.m. The time should be fixed so that you are not deviated here and there. या 10 बजे नाश्ता करा, कल 12 बजे किया, परसों 10 बजे सो के उठे, कभी 11 बजे सो के उठे. No. Means you should have fixed time. देखिए मैं जो आपसे बोल रहा हूँ ना, वो सभी लोग बोलते हैं, बट मेरे इतनी सारा बोलने का तभी फायदा है अगर आप मेरी बात माने. और I take a promise from you that whatever small things I am telling you, right from tomorrow I will get the feedback from you, not from your parents. मुझे आप ही से पूछना है, आप ही से पूछूंगा मैं कि whether you have started following me at least for a month, whatever I am telling you, because if you practice it for 3 weeks or a 1 month, you will find that this becomes your habit. तो इसलिए कृपया करके मेरा सजेशन मानिए, इंस्ट्रक्शंस हैं तो भी मानिए, प्यार से समझा रहा हूँ तो भी मानिए, that whatever I am saying, telling you, you should not listen to me carefully, but you should obey it very carefully. So all your timing should be fixed. Your study timing should be fixed. कि इतने बजे से इतने बजे तक मैं पढ़ता हूँ, इतने बजे से इतने बजे तक मैं खेलता हूँ, बच्चों अपने घर के अंदर खेलता हूँ, विद ऑल ड्यू सेफ्टीज, अपने ब्रदर्स एंड सिस्टर के साथ खेलता हूँ, मम्मी पापा से बात करता हूँ, टीवी देखता हूँ, मोबाइल पे मैसेजेस देखता हूँ. द टाइम शुड बी फिक्स्ड and accordingly you can divide your whole day into 3 equal parts. 8 hours you can keep for your sleeping at a stretch, 8 hours you can keep for your self studies, and 8 hours is basically for your own discretion, where you can be doing all your recreation, you can do whatever you want. So I think I have given you sufficient time for your recreation, and whenever the classes are on, online classes are on from June end or 1st of July, then you can edit this time accordingly, or a little depending on the choice. But most of the time, the 8 hours should be definitely given to your own self-study. And whenever, in spite that you have studied that topic, if you dig it, if you read it again, you will find that you are finding something new in that topic, and that is basically useful. So you should be giving 8 hours for study, 8 hours for your sleep, and 8 hours for your recreation. And sleep does not mean that you sleep 2 hours in the night, 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening, and 2 hours at evening. 8 hours sleep at a stretch. At a stretch. That is basically the time management. I think this is. Let me end this topic here. I think it is already 90 minutes that I have spoken to you, and you must be feeling tired also. I think this is all enough for the today, and I hope that your parents must be listening. Few of the parents must be listening and standing here and there, here near to you or sitting near to you. I have 2 minutes in a conversation with them or a message with them. That it's a 2 minutes message to all the parents, those who are listening to me. So can I give that message to them?
Yeah, of course, sir.
So good morning, all the parents, and I hope you are taking well care of yourself and your kids. I am really very happy that you take a lot of interest in whatever I am talking. And let me tell you, my dear friends, that as we are committed in giving your children the quality education in terms of providing the best possible human resource. And today also I promise you that I will continue, and our school will continue giving the best possible human resource in spite of any problem, whether it is pandemic or whether it is odd situation, whatever it is, difficulties going all around. But your studies of your children will not hamper, and I can promise you that your children are in the safe hands, and they will be coming out with flying colors, achieving more than academic excellence to be a success. That is my promise to you. So have a good luck, take care, and stay home, stay safe. Thank you. Goodbye.
Honorable Director, sir, on behalf of the students and the staff, I extend a heartfelt gratitude and respect towards you. So you have given and suggested so many valuable points, not only to the student, but very enlightening even for the staff members as well. I have seen even like personally, if I talk about it, the unique element which you have suggested about the thirsty crow story, this Archimedes principle. I have never been able to see this sort of different perspectives, and even that horse, the shield which he wears, and I have never seen the horse with that perspective even. So these are few things really very interesting. I've written a lot of points, and yes, you have given a small targets to the students, and they have to feel self motivated, and they have to accomplish their target in the stipulated time, and learning is the golden word and the key word, and very many things, learning and the elements of learning. Sir, very many things you have suggested us, not only to the students but to us as well, sir.
Any questions by the students as I
Yes,
talk?
yes.
Any questions
Of course.
from anywhere? You can raise your hand and come forward for your question.
Students are requested if they wish to ask any question.
Do you have any question to be asked? Or need not to worry, in case if you wish, because there is still 1 month, I may be available to you after a couple of weeks. Don't worry.
Yes, sir.
And in case you are tired
Yes,
or
sir.
you are not having any question right today, and this Aditya, have you got the answer of your question?
Yes, sir.
Dilana? Good.
Okay, sir. Okay. The session has been very interesting and informative. Thank you, sir, and looking forward to meet you in person, and very soon, hopefully, and to hear you again, at least virtually. Really very motivating seminar, very motivating session, sir. Thank you.
Motivation lecture given by me, but let me tell you that it is the
Yes,
motivation
sir.
I am getting from you people, when I see a smile on your faces, when I see the students, the thrilled students, rather I get motivated. It is not that I am motivated, but I am having more experience, more elder to you all. That's why I am sitting this side of the table. But let me tell you that whatever the way I have seen you, that the way I have seen these students, and there is beautiful smiling faces, and they're, thrilled towards, listening me. I am finding myself, lot of motivated, a lot of motivation. And today I am going to have one chapati extra.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for being with us. Thank you very much, sir.
God bless
Have a
you.
nice day.
God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
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 Thank you. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you. Okay. Bye bye.